You don't want it too sloppy for the bottom one. The bottom one goes under the post. Now this may look a bit stupid. It probably is. But I've got to... I should have clamped this bit of wood on. Anyway, I think I'll do that. That'll do. So I need this 90mm offset. Because I've got to allow for a little bit of overhang of the roofing material and the beam that goes from this face here, this face here, to the shed. And I ran the string parallel to the shed. A bit wetter so it gets around the back. Okay, this next one is very runny. I put too much water in, obviously. Probably needs about half a bag, which I can use half a bag and just leave the bag for next time. And I shoveled the first bits in and then I tipped the last bit in, because when it's a bit heavier, if I lose control and bump the post or something, it'll be a pain in the ass. So that's why I do that. So I'm going to mix up another half a bag, put it in. It doesn't matter if it's a bit high, or it'll overflow, because this post is probably going to be, the finished level of the ground at this post will probably be a few inches higher than what it is now. And you might have noticed that some genius put the hole too far that way and forward. Should have been a bit to the left, or a bit to the outside and a bit to the inside. Anyway, it'll be alright. Good thing about sloppy concrete is it's sort of self-leveling. If I was smart, I would have got my concrete pointing tool before I started. I'll find it somewhere. And bugger if I can find Either of my pointing tools. I've got a small one and a medium one somewhere. I'm going to try and use this old chisel bit. A bit of a taper on it. Don't need that anymore. Okay, so that'll do. I used a jackhammer chisel bit covered in grease. Next time, before I do the next one, I'll find my pointing tools. And that's how I clamped it up. Down there, and then another diagonal down there. So it's not going to go anywhere. And I eyeballed it so it's parallel to the shed. It'll be about right. And it's going to take some, I know it's 90mm from the shed to the post, and it's also about 90mm from the shed to the edge of the tin. So I'll match it when I do this one. But before I do this one, I'll actually check the holes in the right spot. It actually looks a bit, again, needs to be a bit further in this way, and possibly that way. I don't know, but I'll measure it up a bit better next time. And I did find a couple of 2.7 threaded pine posts that I had bought for another job a long time ago, probably 15 years ago. And long story, didn't work out. So I had them in a pile, one of my many piles of snake habitats. I remembered that, and just some random thought. So I wonder how long they are. 2.7, so they're definitely long enough. But have a look at this. I did put some all thread in the end of one of the threaded pine ones, but I realised it's bowed. It's more crooked than a politician. It's probably not quite that crooked. It can still work. It can still be functional. Anyway, it's a bit bowed and it's cracked up. So I thought I would use the other posts. So there you go. That's how I concrete a post in. Of course, always welcome any feedback. Now I could have painted the post or put some sort of tar protector around it, but it's probably going to be okay. It's going to be mostly out of the weather, and the bottom's covered in concrete, so yeah, you know, it's treated pine, so the termites shouldn't get into it, but they might. I've seen termite eating treated pine, usually up the middle, and I assume that's because it's been cut and the treatment doesn't go in all the way, so they get up the middle of it. In case you can't tell from my voice, I've been crook, a pretty bad head cold or something, I don't know what it was, didn't get tested. And that's it. So finally, I was going to try and get this done. I was going to try and get the roof on before Christmas. Well, that didn't work because it's 2 days after Christmas now. It's the next day. I've taken the bracing off. Concrete's nice and hard. That's good. Don't know if you can see down there, but I went down and did a bit of jackhammering. Got a fair bit of rock loosened up, some big bits down there. It'll be a bit of a job to get that dug out and lifted up. Of course, the test of something being solid is you've got to give it a good shove and go, that's not going anywhere.